3, 2, 1, 0.
And they played, and they played, and they played. The sky was black and bright with stars. Then, in a while, there was a noise.
I'd been DJing on occasion and pursuing electronic music as a passion, but the name didn't come at first. It was mainly because I didn't know what sound I wanted. You know, my place or a place in electronic music, it's such a big world, so many different sounds. I have a fascination since I was a child with invention. I'm terribly bad at it. That fascination became interest in trying to express invention in electronic music or in composition. And Daedalus was a name that made sense because he's a great inventor. This is around 2000, and I really was like... I had a laptop, but I didn't want to be a laptop musician. You know, I didn't want to be press play and focusing on the screen. I used string quartet and jazz ensembles, and maybe I would play some synthesizers on top. Nice, but very impractical, kind of like... I plan to use more of these kind of same groups later, but now that I feel comfortable with an instrument, it's easier to express. Oh, it is a prototype. It's the very first monomyth. There's qualities in all music that makes it great. Even as bad as trance or something, there's something that makes it sparkle, that makes people want to do it. So I try to find that in everything. So, you know, I'm trying. Old music has quality, so especially being someone who digs for records, you can find great moments. The Victorian is a little different than the old style music. There's a few things. I mean, the conceptual, I like the idea that dandy Victorian is kind of peacock men, like the people who dress up. And it has to do with this idea that everything that they did with art, they would dress a certain way, they would act a certain way because it was their art form. You know, I like the idea of butterflies in the stomach when you fall in love. A lot of love and you feel devastated like nothing will ever be good again. I like to think that my music is romantic music. There's a few things. One of them is that LA has lots of music people and lots of music culture, but so does every city. And LA also has a very interesting culture of people move there when they get old, and when they die, their records come up for sale. So there's lots of that. And in New York, you get the feeling that when people die, their records just move back to somewhere else because there's not enough space. In LA, there's so much. There's so many music professionals, industry professionals, and the collections. Able to get really rare, amazing records. Incredible. That really influences the way you hear things. All the LA culture, the mixing of people, different styles. I mean, that's cool. This idea of dead people and their collections is really important. You know, a lot of times when I'm touring, it's very difficult to really change things. But my machine allows me to really change the vibe. In Italy, I really got the sense that people were listening, and yet there was passion behind the listening. There was active listening. Whereas when I play in the UK, it's about getting them dancing. Here, maybe hear first in their head, and then their heart. There, they hear in their feet first, and then in their heart. These are very generalizations. People are different, but you really get the sense that people listen differently. So I'm trying to figure it out. When I start playing, I usually watch somebody, because if I can get to them, it's easy to get to everybody. Wow. Trying. It's so wonderful to be able to connect with people via music and via talking. And that's something I don't do very much. I don't sing or speak. But words, even if it's in a different language, they make a change in people. They respond faster. So it's very possible, but it's very difficult. Definitely will be touring with Bus Driver in the future. I'm touring in America with him and other MCs as well. But it's hard when the package prices out good cities. If we couldn't come here, I would be very sad. We're going to work it out. We'll make it happen. But the first CD was Fine Young Cannibals, who drives me crazy. It's not the best. It was my first CD. So. The most recent, I mean, actually, I bought some records in Amsterdam. What did I buy in particular? I got some really good records. It's a place called Record Palace. Oh, God. I got these records. I mean, they cost a bunch, but samples. Here, you know, it's a movie project that this company, dublab.com, they take 4 different producers, DJ or just producer, and they took us to a secondhand record store. And they had us buy records, only records there, for $5, so very little money. And then we had to make music out of those records, only from those records. And then they filmed some of the process of making the records, of going and buying the records, documenting maybe what the average young producer would do, but illegally. You know, you're really taking something illegal and you're making something new out of it. It's a kind of a cool concept, and the people they chose are very personalities. I've only seen so much, so I'm a little embarrassed to see myself on camera. It's cool.